Greetings, everybody. Welcome back. This is another pick a card reading. My name is Brittany. I'm the Cancerian Clairvoyant, and today we have a pick a card reading about what makes you attractive. And we know that we love listening to different readings, solely about us and what people think of us. Those seem to be pretty popular along with the loved ones, so I figured that I would work on that one today and bring you something so that you can reflect on how you appear to others and kind of what you bring to the table in regards to attractiveness. And if I could just get my candle lit, that would be great. And it's not working, so I'm gonna go ahead and get another one. Meanwhile, I'm just going to say that we've been doing the weekly live readings, which have been going really great. So if you haven't joined that yet, please do so. The next one is going to be on my birthday, July 4th, and that is going to be a load of fun. And I think I'm going to do a raffle for that one. So I would love if you would join us so that I can do a raffle for somebody for probably either a free reading or giving away a deck of cards and teaching people how to read tarot. So first things first, if you guys would like to book a reading or spiritual time with me, please check out the description box below. That will give you all the details on how to do so. If you have any questions or anything of that nature about what I might have said in one of the readings, feel free to email me. That communication is also in the description box. Also, I just finished creating my Instagram, so I'm working on putting content on there. So if you could pop over and hit the follow, or and then on Facebook also, if you could like the page, I'd really appreciate that. Those are in the description box below as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. For those of you that are new here, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so and hit that notification bell so that you get notices for when I go live. All right. So we will go ahead and get started. I have 3 piles here. I have this one here, which is Mother of Pearl. Is pile 1. I have pile 2, which is Hematite. I love this one. I think it's a worry stone, and you can just kind of do this. Hopefully makes your worries go away. And then we have the 3rd one here, which is a lapis lazuli point. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start with this pile 1, so I'll give you a few minutes just to kind of meditate on what you think might fit you. Then go ahead and pick that, and then I'm going to go ahead and get started then. All right. I always love doing these because I feel like when it comes to... I feel like my viewership is quite sassy. And I think it would maybe because it matches, the way that I am. So... it's always funny to, see the things that I do in my head. So this one is the Mother of Pearl, and this was pile 1. And I'm going to shuffle on camera. I started doing that more recently because I think, it really provides people a chance to see that, I'm not like orchestrating this or like putting the cards down and, seeing what I'm going to say. This all comes out channeled, and it's pretty direct and on the fly, so I'm gonna do that. And also, these are my new cards that I just got. This deck, and I'll share with you if you like what they are, is the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. All right. So what makes this person attractive? What makes the viewer attractive? These are a little hard to shuffle because they're new. What makes the viewer attractive? What makes the viewer attractive, Spirit? What makes the viewer attractive? All right, we got our first 2 cards. Ace of Wands. Whoo. So right off the bat, and this might have something to do too, just with, the Mother of Pearl. Look how shiny and iridescent it is. You are probably very beautiful. For the first 2 cards here, I get the Ace of Wands and the Devil, and there's both 2 females in here. One has red hair, one has like a blonde colored hair. But to me, that says like right off the bat that you are very passionate, and I just hear the word siren. Like, if you're a female, men might think that you're kind of like a siren in the regards, like, you lure men in, that you appear very physically beautiful. We have the Princess of Wands. Very passionate. You have a lot, like, when you care about something, you exude that, and it's like all it, you wear it basically. So people can tell what you care about based on how you act outwardly. Queen of Coins. You're very good with money. That makes you attractive because you know how to manage things, manage your responsibilities. You can be relied on, independent in that nature. Oh my God, Queen of Swords. You're the whole package. So you're very logical, very witty. You're very good with your words and communicating with people, and especially, I think that you have a little bit of a sharp tongue. You're very good at, if someone's kind of coming at you, you know how to shut them up even by just being nice, and you can use your words to do so. So what makes this person attractive? Your intellect as well. What makes you very attractive is that the way that you think. People really admire that. I hear like, wow, I didn't think of that, or how did they come up with that? So, all right. We also have the Eight of Coins. What I have here is that you have no fear in starting something new. Like, you just kind of get to work, which is really cool. The Wheel of Fortune. People think that you kind of just belong exactly, where you land. And maybe like the feeling of lucky, like that you might be lucky. And Princess of Swords here. I think that you have a lot of people that admire you. Probably a lot of people that watch your social media. Maybe you are involved or like have your own channel or a pretty big following of people on social media, and people like to follow you, and they like reading what you have to write because it's intelligent, it's passionate. It seems like your life is just so beautiful even on the outside, but you know how some people can have a life and it's kind of like fake and they show all the things that they want to show. Your life is actually like this. Like you really live this life. That's how you are. So nothing is like fake with you. You're very genuine. And look, the King of Wands. I think that you get a lot of male attention. Female too, but you get a lot of male attention. You probably have, like, if you do have a social media that's pretty poppin', it looks like there's probably a lot of men that, come after you. And I think what happens is their approach too. You might be a little bit skittish if you're a female, and just take this as the opposite if you're a male, but you might be a little skittish because the way that men approach you is kind of aggressive, like in a very passionate way. And I don't think that people can help it. You just have this like magnetism, and they just kind of blurt out whatever they're thinking, and it might be inappropriate some of the time. And you're sitting here like, what in the hell is this person talking about? Like, are they crazy? So just be aware that, people find you very, very attractive, and it's probably hard for them to contain themselves. And they come at you very quickly. Got the Eight of Wands. So like very quickly. And I don't think they're like really paying attention to what they're saying. So it can, probably be inappropriate sometimes, or like they probably said something and later they might even apologize because they really acted a fool. You might even hear people say a lot, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that, or like come back to you later and be like, that was inappropriate, I do apologize. But I think it's just like, because you're the whole package, you have all of this stuff going for you. You're like many queens and many different energies, and I think that's what people find attractive about you, because it's like you can take on anything with the Eight of Coins, start anything. And look at her with the Wheel of Fortune. she's holding all of the elements and it's just swirling above her head. So it's like you can take whatever is put in front of you and pretty much turn it into whatever you want it to be. And people find that very attractive because I don't think a lot of people are that way. They don't have that type of motivation where, you can just pick something up and do it. But you're very much like that. So we're going to pull one more card with the tarot here. What makes you attractive? Nine of Cups. What makes you attractive is that you're pretty much the whole package, and what they see is what they get. You are in itself wish fulfillment, and pretty much everybody knows it. I think that some people can be jealous of you because you are all of these things. The only thing that I think is missing is cups. So what I see missing here are the emotional pieces. You don't really show that outwardly. I think what you do is you reserve that for people that are deserving of it. And that's not something that you give to people. So they can't really tell. And I think that's why people approach you in this way, where it's a little bit aggressive, like I was saying. Because you appear to just be all of that. We have 9 of Cups, meaning your wish fulfillment. And that one card to me, and it's the last one in the series that I did. So if you were to engage with somebody, the last thing that you're going to show them is your emotions until you think that they're worthy of being shown those emotions or being able to give that to them. You're not going to give anything emotionally to people. And I think that's why, people might get a little aggressive with you, is because when you do show people love, or, you're a very nice person, to the core of you. So when you do try to show people love, I think people kind of take it the wrong way. And I don't think they realize that, you're just a very kind-hearted person in that regard. So you kind of try to reserve yourself emotionally because you realize that people can be this way with you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull a couple oracle cards. So what makes you attractive? So we have denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness and imagination. So to me, I'm not really seeing the word denial. I'm more looking at fear here, and I see that you basically have no fear. And the reason why you don't have fear is because you're very aware of yourself. You're aware of what's going on around you. You're aware of other people. You're aware of your environment. And that's what makes you so free flowing and able to accomplish things and have a really great imagination, because you have that creative aspect of your mind where you're not being blocked because you literally don't have fear. The only thing that I think you have fear around is emotions. I think that you're fearful and sometimes deny your emotions a little bit because you are fearful of people kind of taking advantage of you or being aggressive at you in that manner. So you try not to acknowledge your emotions too much until you're really in a relationship with somebody that you trust. So that does make you attractive because it does seem like you're kind of hard to get. And I think that's why also you seem like a challenge, and the men that are very passionate, very straightforward, people that are the King of Wands, they kind of see you as a challenge, and that's maybe why they kind of talk to you like that. So I don't know why you're looking, I don't know. I think that people should be treated equally, and I would probably pick this pile. I get a lot of aggression like that sometimes. Not aggression, but just people being really weird at me. And I really don't give people emotions unless I really trust them, because I'm a very sensitive person, and to give something away like that to somebody is a big deal for me. So I feel like people try to conquer me. So I get that kind of feeling for you as well. So what makes you attractive? These oracle ones here. Ooh. Spaciousness. I think that you are very independent. You give lots of people space and that opportunity, especially in relationships, and you really don't need anybody. People find that attractive. You got you. You always got you. All right, and then just two little, I have this message bag that I like to use from Spirit. So what makes you attractive? Are you in pain? Get creative with your healing. So I think that you're really good at healing yourself, and that makes you attractive. You don't rely on other people to do it for you, and really don't need other people's validation. You are great at understanding where you have problems in your life and really rectifying them. All right, one more. What makes you attractive? You are seeing visions. Do not ignore them. They are premonitions. So you're very intuitive, and actually people are around you that see this, and it kind of not scares them, but they just are not used to that. And when you're around people, you really bring that to light for them. And I would say that you're probably definitely psychic or clairvoyant, mainly clairvoyant. I think that you see things in your head before they happen, and I think that you don't speak up a lot about it to others, but they're more witnessing it than you having to speak up about it. All right, pile one, thank you so much. Those were some pretty good messages. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Hit the bell if you're interested in getting notifications for when I go live or upload new content. Also, if you would like to book a reading, or if you would like to book some personal spiritual time with me to maybe develop some of these characteristics that you have, I would be glad to do so. Just check out the description box, and everything is there for understanding how to get in contact with me. All right, and then we are going to move on to pile two. All right, pile two. Let's see. All right, pile two. We have the hematite. Sorry, just grabbing the cards here. Hematite. There. I'm super excited about this deck. Here it is, if you guys are interested. It is so beautifully illustrated. And it gives, because I'm an intuitive reader, it does give me a lot of insight to be able to see. And then when I look at the pictures, it makes things very clear for me of what it is that I need to be saying. So what makes pile two attractive? What makes pile two attractive? Oh. The world. You bring things full circle. You are very good at completing them. Anything that you start, you finish. Very determined and very steady. What makes that attractive? We have judgment. You're a very good judge of character. When you see a situation and you get a feeling about something, you know you know what to do. You basically have that sixth sense, and you're very good at standing in your power and saying, yeah, I don't feel good about this, I'm not going to do it. And that makes you attractive. That, I think, brings a lot of different suitors to you that you definitely, I feel like, put them through trials and tribulations. Like, look at this horse having to wade through the water to get to you. Has a staff that's lit up so they're able to see because it's kind of setting. And it seems like if you're a woman, that men would pretty much do anything to be with you. And you kind of put them through those trials to make sure that they're the right person for you. And they actually like that because they want to be able to prove themselves to you, and that they're worthy. So what makes you attractive? What makes pile two attractive? The Five of Cups. What makes you attractive is that when something doesn't work out for you, you always have something else lined up that's, just waiting in the bounds to be discovered. Like, it's like a karma cycle. When something bad happens or comes to an end, there's always something like right immediately after, and you're able to pick up those pieces and just get started on that new thing. And I see the clock in here, and it seems like you don't really wait around. Like, you may sulk a little bit about it, but I think you're very quick to pick up the pieces and then go towards that new thing. Like, if something doesn't work out, you're not going to sit there and just be like, it didn't work out, and just mull over it over and over again and cry about it. And it could also be that you have multiple things going at once to see what's going to work out. So I think you have a really, really good work ethic. Okay, so 9 of Cups. I believe that you are people's wish fulfillment. I see the coffee here. I think that you have a lot of energy. And you're really good at doing multiple things at once and juggling many things. You're quick moving. When you've decided and made a decision that you're going to do something, you waste no time and you get right to it. People appreciate that because you're not just you don't just talk about it, you're about it. And people really like that, and they think that I think that there are a lot of people in this world who, have a lot of dreams and have a lot of things that they want to do, but they don't always necessarily go after them because it's too much work, or maybe they don't believe in themselves. But it seems like you really do, and that, like, if you're gonna say it, you're gonna do it, because you're not one of those people that will be like, oh, I think this would be really cool, and then, like, the second you decide about it and make a decision, you're like, I'm doing it. The 7 of Wands. I think people like that you stand up for yourself. You're not like, if someone insulted you, you definitely would say something, and you're not scared to say something. If you believe that's what's right, you definitely stand up for yourselves. And I think that you stand up for others too. If you see someone like being bullied or mistreated, you don't stand for that. You say something, even if you don't know them. And that makes you really attractive, that you stand up for, like, the little guy. All right, so 8 of Swords. What makes you attractive? What makes you attractive is that even if you do have fears, you can get yourself out of that. Like, you're really good at, like, talking yourself down from something that maybe you were initially fearful about. I mean, because we all have fears, and, you don't let it plague you. You basically are able to get out of it and have really good, like, mental understanding of how to get out of it, and rationalize and really have good judgment about what that fear is circling around. It's like self-healing in the regard of, like from a mental capacity. So maybe if you're fearful of something like starting a new project, you're able to process it and go through it very quickly so that you can understand why that fear is happening. And it's more than just like, oh, I might fail. It's like very specific. You're able to pinpoint why you have that fear very specifically relative to maybe like an old situation that happened in the past. So say like you want to start a project, and maybe you tried something before that was a new project and it didn't work out because this, and this. You're able to identify that and say, well, this is a different experience, and I need to make sure I give my best effort because this is something that I really want. Nope. So Page of Swords. You really like to learn new things. I feel like you're constantly doing that. Wanting to learn new things, and your ability to be able to learn new things is what brings a lot of joy into your life. And it's kind of like you pick something up and you put something down. You pick something up and you put something down, but it's not because you're inconsistent with it. It's because you went real hard at trying to learn it, and you basically mastered it or had a great understanding of it. And sometimes generalized learning is the best because we learn something and then we go, okay, I know what I need to know, and now you can move on. So being able to have the judgment about that and understanding when that cycle is complete, and like learning more to put more into your arsenal. Look, like he's like ready to fight. Like that's kind of what you're doing when you're learning. You're almost like weaponizing yourself to face life, really. And it's great because you're able to then move on to the next thing, and celebrate your win. You're able to apply it to real life and transform yourself. I really like this card here. Look. So you're able to transform yourself. You take that knowledge and you're able to apply it in real life and actually achieve something with it that's like newsworthy, or celebratory, and it changes you as a person. It seems like you're very transformative in that regard of intellect, where you can take those things that you learned and then really change your life with it. Some people just like read to read or learn things to learn things and don't even bother applying it to real life. And they're just this whole arsenal of knowledge, and then they don't do anything with it. You, on the other hand, do something with it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards here. What makes pile 2 attractive? Peace. I am being of love, and I release all negative energy. So like I was saying, you're really good at like solving through problems of things that bring you anxiety to be able to reach that state of peace. You're very balanced in that regard, and you're always trying to achieve that peaceful outcome, because you know that if your mind isn't right, that affects you and affects those around you. So you play like almost like psychological games with yourself, but that's great. A lot of people, oh, look, balance. So I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Well, I think that because you're able to judge things as they are and be aware of them, that you are able to balance it. Maybe you don't have like an emotional judgment about it, but you're able to say, yes, 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 no, this is what's best for me, and this is what I need to do to maintain your own peace. You don't let others interfere with that. What makes you attractive? So self-love and ambition. So you are very good at having self-love for yourself, and taking care of yourself. I see somebody getting like pedicures, going to get their nails done. Being ambitious in the regards of once you make that decision, you know what you want to go after, and it's very apparent to you and why. And I think that does take a lot of self-love to be able to do that. It's very hard to do something and stick with it. I know this. It's like with my channel too. I had to learn how to balance myself and take care of myself so that I could pursue my, what I'm ambitious about. And, tarot cards, I'm very ambitious about that and wanting to teach people. But I can't teach people if I'm not taking care of myself. So I have to really learn how to balance that. You guys really do that very well and flawlessly, and that's what makes you very attractive to others, is you know when to say enough's enough, and say, you know what, I need to take a step back because I see myself falling right now, and I'm falling because this and this, and here's what I need to do to fix it. Like, you have a rationalized plan and you know what you're going to do. All right, so messages from Spirit about why you're attractive. Enlightenment is not too far away. So you have epiphanies that happen very frequently, and like I was saying, like, you logic through it, and I think that's part of the enlightenment for you, is that it is like a light bulb. I just see like a light bulb flicking on. Like, the second that you see it, you don't deny it. You really take that as the truth, and that's kind of what enlightenment is about. Once you learn something and go, oh, okay, I see it now, you do not digress from that, and it's a constant, like, you enlightened about one thing, then you learn something, and then you move on, and then you get enlightened about something else, and it just keeps going for you. And then I got, your path in life has been anything but easy. So people know that you're a very hard worker, And it's because you've had lots of trials and tribulations. And I think that's why you're so good at making definitive decisions, because your life, probably when you're younger, wasn't very peaceful. And you understand that in order to maintain that peace, you need to be able to make split second decisions about what it is that you want to do in your life and how others affect you and the decisions that you make. So you take that very seriously, because things have not always been easy for you. So you've learned from that and learned like what works for you and what doesn't. All right, that was a very beautiful reading, Pile 2. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Hit that bell for notifications. And if you would like a reading, personal reading, or to book Spiritual Time, check out the description box below to learn how to do that. All right, and we're going to get moved on with Pile 3. Last but not least. Okay, so Pile 3. And we have the lapis lazuli point. I love this stone. Such like rich blue color. You can see that. Put that right here. All right, what makes you attractive? So if you pick these cards like just right off the bat, you're very good at going with the flow. When I was looking at the rainbow and like how it swirls, and these are actually the Oceanic Tarot. I'll show you the box, having to do with mermaids. You are very flowing. Okay. What makes Pile 3 attractive? The Magician. Manifestation. You are very good at manifesting things. When you say something, you put that out into the universe and it comes to you, and people see that. Like, you're very outward about things that you want to achieve, and then people see it happening. And I just see, like, on social media, like, you posting something about, like, hey, I would really love to do this, and then it just, like, comes up, and then they see you doing it, like, a week or two later. What makes Pile 3 attractive? I'm going to pull this one. 2 of Cups. Partnership. You're very loving, and especially when you're in a relationship with others and people see that. People see how loving you treat your partner and your partnerships and how much they mean to you. I feel like you are very emotional, Pile, but in a really good way. A lot of people are scared of their emotions, and I feel like you kind of bring that out of people. And that's why people are really attracted to you, because you show them how to be emotionally. And in this day and age, people are very scared of their emotions. And sometimes they don't like hearing the things that you might have to say. But it's very true, very honest, and gets them thinking about what they are and what they're doing as a person. So Pile 3, what makes you attractive? The Sun. You're like the ultimate happiness. You're very funny. You're very bright, and you attract lots of fun with you. And I think I just see like a group of people like that. You might be very popular, radiant like the sun, and people love hanging around you because you just bring a element of fun to, a group gathering that like people are like, oh yeah, she's gonna be there or he's gonna be there. I can't wait to see them. That's how people feel about you. And that's very attractive to others. And also I see like if you're with a partner, like a partnership, they love having you on their arm, just because like when you walk into a room, you just radiate like positivity and happiness. You have become, what makes you attractive is you've become very secure in yourself because of the heartache you have experienced. Because you're very open emotionally, you have been taken advantage of in the past by your relationships. You're the one that always gives too much, and you have learned to be secure in yourself, that you no longer have that much heartache. So if something does go wrong, like with a romantic relationship, I get that you are very romantic too, and that makes you very attractive, but it also makes you an easy target for being taken advantage of or having your heart broken. So people see that you are protective of yourself, and rightfully so, and that you are secure in yourself, and you've learned from your past heartaches to not have to be in that state anymore. You're very motivated. You look towards the future because you know that, and this kind of has to do with what I was just saying about the heartache in the past. When you're looking towards the future, like, you don't spend any time wasting it on somebody that's not worth it. You're looking towards what there is to come and what things you can be motivated about. Like, you're always looking on the bright side. And people find that attractive because you help them look on the bright side. That's why they love being around you, because you radiate like positivity in that regard. What makes you attractive, pile 3? Very intuitive. I really feel like you're a water sign. And the star. So you're very intuitive. You know when to basically pull the trigger on something, or when it's the right timing. Like, you never have, like, kind of with the manifestation, like, you know when it's the perfect time to say something and then for it to be manifested, and you just have that intuition about you. So you're very good at that, and that makes you, that's what, attracts other people to you and makes them want to be around you. It's like you have this innate knowing, and I think people come to you a lot for advice, and they ask you questions about what they should do with their life, because you do have that innate knowing. They know that you're going to provide the best feedback. You might even be a tarot reader interested in things spiritual. If not, a very regarded advisor, a highly regarded advisor. What makes you attractive? 10 of Swords. You're not afraid to end something if it's not working for you. You're not afraid to cut people off because you know that you would rather have your sanity and protect yourself from heartache. So that makes you really attractive because you can just walk away from something, and it's very logical. And if they were you, it's very apparent that you should be walking away, and they can see that that's the right decision. I think it's also because you're very honest, that people know that when you make a decision, it's for a really good reason. It's not just because, you're emotional about something or upset about something. It's because it's what the right thing is for you to do. And let's pull one more. What makes pile 3 attractive? We have the 8 of Cups, and it says change. Like I was saying, you're very easy to change and walk away from something if it is not serving you, and you have no problem with change. You actually probably welcome it because you know that when one cycle ends, it's bringing you something new, and that you're going to have something to look forward to. Sometimes I believe that people are scared of change. They don't like when things, really go different from how they were expecting it. But it kind of goes hand in hand with the way that you manifest. You're expecting change to come because you're actively manifesting it. So you're really welcoming it. I think a really good crystal for you to try would be moldavite. I actually have the earrings in. I just got my moldavite earrings, but I love this. I love this stone. You can see it. One second. So this is moldavite, and it is the stone of transformation. It is very high energy, and if you are looking for a change in your life, I would definitely purchase some moldavite. It's a little bit expensive, but definitely worth it. All right, pile 3. What else makes you attractive? We're going to take a look at some oracle cards here. These two right here. All right, surrender and regret. You have 0 regrets, and that you understand when something is of the past, and you kind of just surrender to it, and because you know that spirit has your back. Yeah, and you really have faith. It's easy for you to surrender because you're like, okay, this is no longer working for me, and I'm not going to have regrets about dragging this out. So you're able to, really surrender and not have any regrets in your life because you're able to to look at a situation and say, yeah, this isn't for me anymore. And people find that attractive because it is very hard for people to surrender to something or just throw their hands up and say, you know what, I'm not in control of this. And that's kind of, the way that faith goes. People don't realize, and kind of has to do with belief in God or something bigger than you. But they don't give it to God in that regard or to the universe. And they don't understand that they're not in control of things. But once you stop trying to control things and you realize, like, I really don't have any control over this, like, there's something much bigger than me, like the universe, that is just kind of pulling me around. And when you surrender to that, it really does a number with transformation. And that's kind of, like with Moldavite, that I feel like is like the ultimate lesson to learn with Moldavite, is to surrender and let go. Okay, what makes pile 3 attractive? That one. Okay. Ambition. Okay, so I think that you're very ambitious as well. And people really admire that. And I think that has to do with the change too. I think the way that you're ambitious though is like in the way that you make decisions or with your heart. Because when you realize something isn't for you, you're going to change it, and you're going to be very ambitious about how you approach it, and really take on that whole meaning of that in regards to your heart. Okay, so what makes you attractive? Messages from Spirit. Let's see here. Enlightenment is not far away. So actually, I think you should go back and watch pile 2 because you seem very similar to pile 2. Like I was saying, definitive decisions, especially in regards to the heart. When you make a decision about something and that light bulb goes off, you're ready to learn what you need to learn, and you're ready to take that lesson on. You have repeated this pattern before. So again, you're not one to repeat patterns, and once you have that moment of enlightenment, you're done with that pattern. You're not going to do it anymore. And I think that's from you having, experienced that heartbreak in the past and being protective of yourself, because you're like, the main thing I hear is, I'm not doing this again. So you do definitely recognize those patterns, and you can, that light bulb goes on for you when you realize that you're coming to butt heads with one of those patterns. Very emotionally aware, this pile. I really like this one. This one's cool. All right, pile 3, thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like a reading, check out the description box below with all the details how to do so. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. I really appreciate all that love. Hit that notification bell to get those notices when I upload or go live. And as always, have a blessed day.